All right, now for this particular topic, the ladies are not going to like me, but I promise you, I'll be doing the one that you would love me for, okay? And the guys on that other one will be very, very mad at me for exposing some deep things that you ladies would have to consider before dating someone, okay? But for now, I need to talk to the guys, give them some sense on ladies. Now, stop dating a liability. It works both ways, whether as a guy or as a lady, all right? Stop dating a liability. Now, I'm talking to the guys now. Who's a liability when you meet this lady, and how would you tell if this person is a liability? One, a girl who never has transport fare to visit a guy she's in love with, or who she says loves her, or they're in a serious relationship. Oh, it's rosy, but somehow she never has transport fare to see you, to come visit you, or come to places where you guys agree to go to. Anyway, irrespective of it. As a matter of fact, she might even ask you for transport to visit her own father and her mother, her own parents. That is a liability. Run. Two, a lady who can never give a guy a birthday present or a Valentine's Day present, and somehow she has this entitlement that every birthday of hers, every single year, must be celebrated with gifts and possibly a party. And of course, you know how ladies are attached to not just only birthdays, to Valentine's Day. There's this ritual that they feel like, oh, Valentine's Day is the day that he proves to me that he really loves me. Roses everywhere, candlelights, blah blah blah, gifts, teddy bear, cakes, chocolate and all. But somehow she's unable to reciprocate such gestures. Man, that's a liability. Run. Now, number three, a lady who can't comfortably call you for up to 5 minutes with her own credits. All right? Probably the only way she gets to call you, maybe this midnight calls. There was a time where this particular network used to have free midnight calls. I don't know if that still happens now. That's where most people do their romances, and you just call, wait for midnight. Say 12, don't sleep, oh, don't sleep. When it's 12 o'clock, you just start making calls like witches and wizards. You talk till 4 a.m. before the free midnight calls ends. Then it's okay, good night at 4 a.m. And funny enough, a lot of teenagers, secondary school, they would make such calls, and they will still wake up by 6 a.m. to go to school. But I don't know if that still exists. If you have a kind of a lady who depends on midnight calls or flashes you every time, just flash, that she tell you, I don't have that time, how am I supposed to call you? But she has the time to call her friends. No, let's not even go to her relatives now. She has time to call her friends and other important things, to book a ride and all. But somehow, she's always out of credit when it comes to you. You only receive a flash, or please call me back SMS, or you wait for midnight call. But still, that same person would always ask you for data to recharge her phone, to call you free WhatsApp call, or free Facebook call, or free FaceTime call, blah, blah, because she needs data to reach out to you. Please, that's a big liability. Run. Number four, there are a lot of ladies out there, I've seen them firsthand, who believe that relationship is an occupation. When a girl tells you, hey man, babe, I just did now, I'm just a broke, man, things just rough one kind. Her fellow lady would say, Alpha, you don't get guy. You don't get boyfriend. So, and you wonder, excuse me, since when did having a boyfriend become an occupation? All right, so it's crazy how some ladies think. I wonder how some men just fall victim to such ladies who believe that their beauty is a trophy for these men to worship and idolize, or probably sex is the compensation for everything that she demands from you. As long as she gives you sex, man, she has bought your soul. Do you understand? And don't be deceived, sometimes you're not the one she's giving that sex. So sex, there's nothing special. And sometimes they will never give you the sex and they'll still build the hell out of you. Still won't get sex and build. So please, you fall into such categories where her beauty and her body becomes the trophy for your expenditures, your ceaseless expenditures. That's a liability. Run. Number five, any lady who can't add any financial intelligence, emotional, intellectual intelligence, or spiritual intelligence, they have none of these to offer to you. Please, that's a liability. You need to run. Because when you're in a relationship and a lady looks beautiful, that is just a plus. The content is what matters the most. What is the content of that beauty that you are dating? It's very important. If it's a liability, run. And lastly, date someone who can multiply whatever you give to them in addition to what they have. I'm not saying the person must be rich, but let the person be doing something. Okay, don't just see someone who just sits at home all day doing nothing, just waiting for a lot from you. all right, or you to buy something and bring, or you to send a delivery man to deliver something, and that is so she does you for a living. Because no matter how much money you have right now, if you're dating someone who's a total liability, when the rainy day comes, you are going to suffer. So when you're investing in her and she's able to multiply that investment, when rainy day comes for you, the man, you can fall back to her temporarily before you bounce back on your feet. So it's very important. So she also needs to have this mindset, all right? Because a lot of ladies out there believe that their money is theirs while the man's money is for everyone. If you're in a relationship with someone like that, please, that's a serious liability and you need to run. Well, like I started with, I said the ladies might not like me for this particular content, but I promise you, you would love me for the very next one, because I'm going to be hitting real hard on the men. And the guys, sit up. I'm coming for you next.